This is Ross. He's 19 years old and he's my brother, and he's with his son, 2-year-old son, Kyle. Ross has hepatitis C. Hepatitis C is a possibly fatal disease that my brother contracted through sexually transmitted. This is my 15-year-old sister. Her name is Jamie, and she's 7 months pregnant. Her first pregnancy ended in a miscarriage at 13 years old. This is my husband and I. We're 15 in this picture, 15 and 17, and 8 months pregnant as well. Here we are at 17 and 19 with our second child. I know that your teenager would like you to think that when they hit puberty, that your role, your parenting role, somehow is dismissed. Your duties are no longer needed. That is not the case. By far, that is not the case. That's when your parenting role should be at its fullest and the most difficult. During that time in a teenager's life, they're not quite ready to make adult decisions. Quite frankly, some adults aren't ready to make adult decisions. And that's when we as parents need to step up. Today I'm going to talk to you about a problem, and I'm going to offer you some solutions. The problem is the lack of parenting roles when it comes to dating, and the solutions are quite simple. The problem is easier to solve than one would think, and it actually even begins before conception. One of the problems that we can link to this today is society and parents. Children and teenagers have too much free time and too much things that they don't have to give to parents specifics on. For example, according to the Where and When Teens First Have Sex article in 2003, 68% of teens have been reported to have their first sexual intercourse experiences right in their parents' home, their friend's home, or their partner's home. And now I know it's not possible for parents to have to provide around-the-clock adult supervision for their children, but to at least know some of the specifics would be of help. Another problem is that a teen can simply go to www.lovehappens or www.true.com and find a dating service. This is a teen dating service online that is geared towards our teenagers. Why are our teenagers being forced into these adult roles? These children are growing up way too fast. Did you know that America has the #1 teen pregnancy? We're on top. We're the leaders for teen pregnancy in the world. That's scary. According to the National Campaign to Prevent Pregnancy in 2004, 34% of young women who become pregnant at least once before the age of 20. That's about 82,000 teenagers a year that become pregnant before they're 20. When teenagers become pregnant, that increases poverty levels. It causes higher chances of abuse, physical, mental abuse. It causes a higher rate in dropouts, according to that website. And according to the 2005 Best Choice Educational Services, over 60 million Americans were infected with a sexually transmitted disease. And 15 million of these new cases, 1/4 of these new cases were found in teenagers, like my brother Ross. 1/4 of the cases of STDs are teenage related. these effects of some of these diseases last a lifetime for some, and death for some others. Condoms are never 100%, and education is the key there. Teen dating can also lead to teen violence. And I know that some may not have thought about that before, but the scary truth is that close to 4 in 10 girls who have intercourse at 13 and 14 years old report it was either non-voluntary or unwanted. That's according to Moore, K.A., and Driscoll, and they were the authors of that website as well. Date rape happens. It is a real thing. And there are also other issues that lead to violence from teen dating. Some of these issues are having sex. When teenagers have sex, they're putting themselves in roles that they don't even realize. They're putting themselves in adult roles with adult issues, therefore causing people to react differently. There's adult violence that teenagers are doing against each other. There's sexual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, and emotional abuse. These are adult things that teenagers are going through, and it's happening to these young men and young women. There's a teen dating website that says in one survey, 40% of females at the high school students said that they had been victims. 40% had been victims of some kind of violence at least once. Now that you've heard some of these problems and some of the ramifications and consequences from teen dating without rules, I'm going to show you that there are some solutions. But parents, are you ready to be the bad guy? Because sometimes that's what it is. You're the bad guy. First thing you need to do is you need to make a decision before you have children with your spouse. You need to decide, what are the rules we're going to set for our teenagers? And then you need to stick with those rules. Second, you need to communicate these expectations and rules with your pre-teenager before they even turn of age to start dating. This is the rules we've set for you. These are the age limits. Don't ask. You're not going to do it before that age. And you need to stick with them. 3. It is extremely important that you are involved in your child's education and you are involved in your child's social life and their dating relationships. If you know what your children are doing, it will help tremendously. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how many football games, school dances, movies I've gone to because my teenagers have wanted to go, and I knew that that was a way that I could be involved from afar. You don't have to sit with them. Just being there is simply enough. And 4, once again, stick with your decisions. Do not let your guard down. Do not let anyone see, or your teenager especially, see that you're going to be wavering in your thoughts. If it's not okay and you've set those limits, when they ask, they shouldn't even ask because those limits have already been set. But when they ask, you'll have the same answer that you've had every time. You have to stick with it. This is a little slideshow that I've put together of just some teenagers having fun or doing just normal teenage things, but there's also a couple messages in there, and you can take and look through this as I end today. I just want to say that you are your child's first teacher. You are where they're going to come to for support. According to the Children's Division of Pediatrics and Adolescent Health, teenagers who have a strong emotional attachment to their parents are less likely to become sexually active at an early age. If you will be your child's first teacher, they're less likely to make decisions that will affect the rest of their life negatively. If you talk with your children and let them know that you care and that you're always there to answer those hard questions, if you have that good communication and that one-on-one, things will work out for your family a lot better. If you teach by example, it will also help. Remember, you cannot back down It could be a matter of life, extra life, or death. Thank you.